Tune in to Spotify, tune in to Apple Podcasts, tune in to iTunes, to Apple Music, even iHeartRadio. The Unscripted Kayfabe is the product that we watch, to analyze the product, to watch the product, to discourage the product, to encourage the product. When it's good, it's good. When it's bad, oh boy, we're getting a rant. Welcome to the Unscripted Kayfabe. No rumors, no dirt, oh bullshit. This is the Unscripted Kayfabe.
Man, people have a lot of opinions at this professional wrestling and thoughts, but this is going from the heart. This is just a topic that as a fan, I'm a fan of AEW. Oh, a big fan of AEW, legit, and it hurts to see where they're at. And Tony Khan and Jon Moxley were not working to make this great company. They think that they're putting out, great episodes. It's all about those $1.5 million viewers, when it's a fact that they're not drawing those viewers. CM Punk is out there. You can't tell me that you're drawing 1.5 million viewers. There's no way you want me to believe that you're drawing 1.5 million viewers, people. There's no way that can even happen. Sure, they did that probably on the first episode of Dynamite, but that they're not doing that, and they're just far from doing that. The reason they're not doing that, it's Jon Moxley and the Death Riders. It is legit killing the company and the things that have gone, there's more to discuss here about CM Punk footage of All In, you call it Brawlin', right? And the other thing was the comments that Ospreay made about Triple H. I mean, what are you doing there? And just mistakes they had made, and a thing that they didn't capitalize from, which was, at this point, everyone and their mother has literally fucking talked about this over and over again, is how to have turned a shitty situation, a brawl out, into a great situation. How you can turn brawl out into something awesome. You didn't do that. You left that be, and it just turned into a trap situation, and then everything got worse, because apparently there are a bunch of crybabies at AEW, and I love Bucks, I love Kenny, but they're just a bunch of fucking crybabies who don't know how to do business. Can't see how to draw money, doesn't understand what to do. They can do business for themselves. For the company's sake, they said fuck the company. And they just didn't give a fuck. And all they want you to know is that, the word is great, or the business is great. It's like, no, it's not. Viewership is problem. Granted, viewership is not a fourth channel viewers and all that. Not that many people watch. Majority of people don't watch cable. It's only a few now, so I get the idea of that, but it's not that okay. It's just a bad booking. You could say, oh, WWE's viewership is down. Their viewership is now because nobody watches USA Network, or just, and who watches that? It goes down with the booking. It's the booking that hurts the company, and that's what they're missing. They're making it missing storytelling and storylines. One thing Vince always did right was storylines, even though they were not good. Majority of them, they were trash. But you put storylines. We need to do something to invest people. This is not the mentality that AEW has. Is that we're gonna put up a 5-star match, and it's gonna draw tickets, gonna sell tickets, and everything will be great. No, you can put up a 5-star match as much you want to. It's not gonna do half, because you're selling me a 5-star match. Oh, I'll see that 5-star match, and I'll say, hey, great 5-star match. If you keep on giving me the 5-star match again, and I'll say, great 5-star match. You need to keep up the storytelling, okay? Even though, WWE was god-awful in that 2018-19 period, but one thing Vince did right was the storytelling. It didn't matter if it was rushed. I don't care if it was rushed, because there's none factor. And the shows weren't worth watching weekly or whatever. But this made 1 second was, I mean, Dynamite needs that. Dynamite needs a consistent, week-to-week, basic, great storytelling. It needs storytelling. I don't know if it'd be great or whatever. It should be great, but it's a matter of what Tony Khan thinks. It needs just storytelling. And it's just like elite, and they're not predicated on making money, drawing a house, selling tickets. They're not. All the stars are not stars anymore. Look at Adam Cole, where that aura went. Down the hill. Down the hill into a fucking trash. That's where that aura went. Sorry to say, love me some MJF, but where that went? That went down the hill. It didn't go to trash shit, but it went down the hill at least. It went down the hill, and it had much lot of faults. And just MJF as a character, it's not been it. It's not been it, and it's majority of how they did it. How they had to turn against the fans and just tell, hey, you chewed me out, and you cheered Samoa Joe. That didn't make sense. That was just so stupid. That was like, okay, whatever. Do I care? Should I care? No. Why would I care? You're shitting on us. No, you don't care. Shitting on us for no reason. We cheered Samoa Joe, so what? Felt so pity. It felt something that MJF's character was regressed to, and it was just, I know it was an MJF. I know for a fact MJF is not stupid enough to say, hey, just go back to, they should regress his character, because that literally regressed his character. And there's the thing, I'm not talking about it over and over again, but that try to push Daniel Garcia, and they made him attack Daniel Garcia. MJF's worked as international champion, American champion, but became shit, and from there it just, became something else, and nobody cares. Nobody cares about the idea of MJF just doing what he thinks he should do. No, nobody cares. And what they're doing with him is great, but it's not clicking as much as it should. Then one of their top draws became nothing but a request. Sorry to say, another guy in AEW. I don't want to say it, but what they done with FJF is made him another guy in AEW. Legit. Well, I see MJF. Maybe now who's not beat that, but like when he started Adam Cole again, because Adam Cole has become another guy in AEW and nobody cares about him. He's at the level of Kevin Knight. The importance of Adam Cole in AEW is the same importance as Kevin Knight, or hell, Kevin Knight is more important than Adam Cole. Hell, Ricochet has more importance than Adam Cole in AEW. Adam Cole is... I could fucking care less about Adam Cole. It's sad what happened to him. I could fucking care less about it. I don't care about it. I have no interest in Adam Cole. He gave him fucking many TNT championships. I don't care. I had no reaction. Whenever I hear this music, I don't get a reaction. I don't pop for it anymore because he lost the aura. He lost the star power it had. He's a bland bitch now. MJF called him. MJF was a fortune teller apparently because he's a bland bitch. Not MJF. Out of Cole. Today's sponsor is Del Mex store. Great Mexican store. Check their store out, and specifically check out this massive Spider-Man right here with the delmex.com, shopify.com, delmex.com. Link in the description below. The sponsor for the Unscripted Kayfabe. AEW is losing speed and momentum. AEW is losing gain and traction because of one man, Jon Moxley. Because Jon Moxley is the death to AEW. He is killing the product. Jon Moxley is killing the product to begin with. Jon Moxley ruining AEW. And Jon Moxley, to a lot of opinions, isn't needed in AEW and needs to take a break and this is my opinion, who guys that could take over with him, like the Will Ospreay, Hangman Adam Page, Swerve Strickland, Kenny Omega, few names to begin with. We got to go with more of the guys like Samoa Joe, Christian Cage, Adam Copeland, guys who bring more traction to AEW than Jon Moxley does. Jon Moxley is legit ruining AEW. One thing that AEW had always was their key storytelling. They always had that, and Jon Moxley is ruining that. What they always were good at was good booking, and they're literally not doing the booking well. And this is just not a Jon Moxley's fault. This is Tony Khan's fault, who was out here booking shows with graps and not consistent storytelling on Dynamite. Why would you not tell a story on Dynamite? Why would you just give us graps all the time on Dynamite, man? This ain't a fucking indie show. You know, a lot of times people kept on saying, hey man, this become an indie show. This become an indie show. And I was like, no, it's not an indie show. But Jon Moxley is legit making it at a point that we are like, okay, not just Jon Moxley, Tony Khan. This is the fucking deathmatch show, an indie show. Who gives a fuck? He's out here putting spikes in his fucking back. Are you kidding me? Seriously? This is more about Tony Khan thing. Tony Khan is out here giving Mercedes Moné so much credit control that she is taking over everything. So my point with Mercedes Moné, she came in back in big business. Everything was big. Egypt had some great shows to come through. And after that, sometime, Mercedes Moné wins the championship, CBS championship. Then she literally is defending it for good reason. And eventually she starts winning Corfels, and that is where you ruin the fucking Ray. My boy, I feel like the Ray got a fest back in full year with the match with Kush Chandler, one of the fucking best, amazing wrestling matches I've ever seen Mercedes Moné's career in AEW. I would say that match is personally better than the match she had with Athena on Spring Break. The match she had with Athena was awesome, but the one she had with Chris Chandler full gear, my god. I mean, Mercedes Moné, much better wrestler. Sasha Banks, much better wrestler than Charlotte Flair, sure. Nonetheless, Mercedes Moné's graps and her championship belt reigns are ruining AEW. They're killing the women's division. And at this point, what we're going to say is Tony Khan is going to kill over Tony Storm to Mercedes Moné because he wants her to hold all the fucking belts. This is ruining AEW's women's division when they have one of the best fucking women's wrestlers there. And you're taking talent away from AEW like that. You're giving it all to Mercedes Moné, and that's not a good thing. Tony Khan is fucking adamant on this, and he's not changing his way. He's stubborn as fucking Vince was in those days, who just said that we will do this, and first of all, not just being stubborn, being lazy. Man, you're not even trying to compete with WWE. You're not even doing anything that you could par with them. You're being lazy. And being lazy is just when you're just being lazy. And when you tell a story, you don't know how to tell a story because apparently you're allergic to it. You're trying to tell a story of MJF and her syndicate for a while. I mean, what will that do to the company's product? What would that do to AEW's system? What would that do? Nothing. What is that doing? That fucking hard syndicate stuff. What is Tony Khan doing with AEW? I don't know. And Maven's out there saying, he gets a rack that he deserves because of his laziness and his booking, his non-stop, utter mess of booking. He can't book a show well. He can't book a show that's worth it. He doesn't understand that how to tell a story like Dynamite on Collision. Definitely, I think at this point they have a bloated roster and they have so many talent that are being misused and unused. Sammy Guevara, one of the top billers out here saying the next, I'll put it out right here. He's saying that when another door closes, another door opens. That's a shot at Tony Khan if nothing else would be. That's a big shot at Tony Khan because that tells to me that Sammy Guevara is frustrated with his career in AEW. Because what have you done, Tony, to help him? Just call him the fucking fourth pillar, and you think that's okay? You think that's okay to call him the fourth pillar of AEW? Are the four pillars of AEW's part of that? He is legit a jobber, and a jobber who was using a fucking enhancement talent most of the times. I don't know where the hell Sammy Guevara, I don't know if that's Stacy,
but it's not working out for him, I believe. Man, a lot of AEW guys are going to be going over to WWE. That's a fucking matter of time. There are people who are legit being misused. I feel like Jay White, they need a fucking brand split. They need a brand split because the talent they have, they're not using those talent at all. They're using whatever they think is good for Tony Khan's toys and his possessions. That's not how you do it. You don't do that. And to my point exactly, Jon Moxley isn't needed in AEW. He's killing AEW with the Death Riders. And Tony Khan is not stopping. And the reason we got this in the first place is because Tony Khan wanted to replicate NWO, WCW, and Sting storyline into the Death Riders and Darby Allin. Darby Allin defending from the rafters. He did that moment. You know, you can see what they did on Collision one night when Darby Allin came to the rafters and he attacked the Death Riders. That happened. That's NWO. Sting. Motherfucker, you're not even a bit pieces of that. You can't tell me that you are that over that you can't put that storyline out and everybody's gonna buy into it. All we're getting is bad consistent television. Majority of 2024 was dog shit. People don't understand this. People will defend this. All the fucking cyber listening marks out there talking about, the feeling of AEW is back. The feeling of all elite wrestling's back. Motherfucker, the feeling's not back. The feeling is not back because Tony Khan is not giving us the feeling. The feeling would be if you're playing an angle that it's hot as much as that what worked. Swerve and Heyman was a fucking awesome man. Better than Tony Storm and I'm sorry to say, it is better than Tony Storm and Mariah Amazing. And to this day, it's still clutch and still an awesome angle. And that was one of the best times. I would say September to like October and August. That period of AEW, I'd say July. Like most of 2024 was dog shit. Legit. It was dog shit for AEW. A terrible year, terrible PR year. Some of the issues like showing CM Punk on your show, the guy who you fired. What the hell does he have to do with AEW? What does Punk have to do with AEW? Nothing. When you fired the guy back in 2023, man, at All In, the first All In of AEW, you fire him. And what the hell is going to do with the company, huh? What does Punk have to do? I don't know. Jon Moxley, at this point, man, he got to take a break. He has to take a big time break because legit, he doesn't understand what he's doing. He's killing the company. He's killing AEW. He's killing the product. He's killing everything. When you have guys, there's so many guys, and the fans are so fucking delusional. They're so fucking delusional that they don't see it. I have a guy that I know him more well than anybody. This guy named Elite Asylum, man. He fucking goes out there and says, they're putting on the best thing. They're fucking killing it. No, they're not. They're not. You can't tell me that they're killing it. You can't tell me that because I know for a fact the ratings are dropping. You can't tell me that the ratings are high after CM Punk isn't there anymore. You can't tell me that freaking great storytelling they had is there anymore. You can't tell me. It's not there. This ain't the fairy tale of 2021 for AEW where everything was great for them. And the reason everything was great was because everything was shit. And they capitalized from it, but when WWE does a fumble, you have to capitalize, and Tony's not paid attention. And I didn't really see Maven. I respect Maven, all he says, man. Maven, I think he need to shut the fuck up. You ever watch the product? People who actually fucking watch the product. Tony Khan gets a bad rap that he deserves. He must not build anything. You think Vince doesn't deserve a bad rap? Everybody deserves criticism. Well, for what you do, if you're out here at a fucking dinner, you're out here fucking at a catering, and the catering is shit. What you gonna say? You paid for this great, you paid for a catering that would appetite to something awesome, and it turns out to be shit. Are you gonna say, hey man, good job, take my money, that's it? No, you're gonna criticize, you're gonna hate the catering. You're not gonna appreciate it. Or you go see a movie, you're not gonna appreciate it, it's a shit. You're gonna be mad. You're gonna fucking go on Twitter, you're fucking go on Reddit, you're gonna fucking put your opinions out, and you're gonna tout about it, what a fuck touts and all the fucking thing, but nonetheless, you're gonna do all that because you feel that Same way us wrestling fans, we feel when something is bad. WWE is messing up from time to time here and there, especially recently. But Tony Khan isn't taking advantage of it, and I'm disgraced to be an AEW fan, man. At this point, it's disgraceful to be an AEW fan. Jon Moxley doesn't understand one point exactly. He will always be the reason this company became great, but he will always also be the reason this company goes in the dirt. Man, when their deal comes out, I don't know what to say to you. If AEW can't fucking pull out a great story, if they can't fucking pull out great numbers, they're gonna be fucking thrown off by TNT. Ring of Honor itself is a great product. Justin Rose is out saying that Ring of Honor is great. We're trying our best with it. What the fuck are you trying with Ring of Honor? You did nothing with Ring of Honor. You didn't elevate it. You didn't produce it. You didn't maybe like NXT or something. You didn't do anything with it. Oh, is NXT's worth watching than fucking Ring of Honor? Ring of Honor sucks. It's a terrible brand. Nobody cares about it. Legit, Ring of Honor is awful. It is viewed by how many people, I guess? On a weekly basis? I mean, who's watching Ring of Honor Fan Club to tune in to watch ROH shows? Nobody. Nobody cares about Ring of Honor. I said it back then to you, man. How I felt about this. Tony Khan made a mistake by Ring of Honor. That company should have gone down under for what it was, and it would have been a bevy. He's ruining Ring of Honor, and Ring of Honor is becoming itself. Ring of Honor was known for special things. Ring of Honor at that one point was close to being WWE's competition in terms of positivity and to them getting more popularity. Now, they're the shits. Legit, Ring of Honor are the fucking shits. Nothing else I'm going to say about Ring of Honor. Jon Moxley needs to stay away from AEW. Jon Moxley might not need to leave AEW or go to WWE. That's appointed. He needs to discuss for himself what he feels when his contract comes up. But when he loses the fucking title to Ospreay or Hangman Page at All In. And my point exactly, what you need to do right now is the build to All In has to be fucking incredible. If the build is sick, then fucking that means nothing. And to me, I will not be feeling the feeling of AEW if you can't put up great television leading up to All In Texas. I'm not sure if how many tickets are going to be sold for Texas. I mean, Arena Mexico, they're going there. Probably talking blood and guts over there for sure. But how many tickets are they going to sell for fucking All In? I don't know. The product's hype is so low. The interest in the product is so low. A lot of fans are fed up. A lot of fans are tired. And they're going over to WWE. Your fucking, even the most tribalistic fans will fucking dick ride AEW like their mother. They're going to AEW. Sorry, they're going to WWE. They're going to WWE and they're watching their shows. Because Tony Khan has killed the feeling of AEW. Jon Moxley has killed the feeling of AEW. And Jon Moxley, what he wants to do is play this fucking character. I mentioned this in the previous video before. Jon Moxley wants to play this fucking character. Motherfucker, it's not working. It isn't gonna work. And you are killing the company. And I think Jon Moxley, for the sake of it, he's gotta stay away from the company. Jon Moxley has to stay away from AEW with all the fucking purpose he has. He has to stay away from AEW, take some time off, chill a bit, come up with something fucking great, and then God, Chris Jericho finally came off AEW. For fuck's sake, that got better. Thank God, Chris Jericho ruining his career, the learning free shit. As I said, one of the worst years for AEW was last year. And Chris Jericho was a big part of that. One of the worst matches ever in AEW history is the one he had with Hulk. Fucking dreadful. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about Chris Jericho's, hi guys, it worked for a little bit. That's it. And it's been shit since that. And Jericho left. And it's high time that Moxley also takes a break. When he loses the title All In, this man needs to disband it. That Riders needs to disband. Maria Shafir needs to go away. Come back with a different idea. Or wherever Maria Shafir comes back, we're stronger and take over the women's division. Or if she doesn't want to, Maria Shafir needs to push the move. Give her the belt. She has the aura, okay? She does. She's a fucking badass. They could book Marina Shafir like they booked Shayna Baszler. Shayna Baszler's released by WWE, so probably that's gonna happen too. But Marina Shafir, in my opinion, there's so much they can do. I don't know what the fuck you or Yuta. Where the fuck does he go? I guess back to the TNT Championship position. I don't know. I don't know where the fuck does Yuta go here. I have no fucking clue. Yuta is weird or useless. Booked like a joke. I mean, I'm sorry. This guy... I mean, I hate him as much as I hate Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns right at this point. But the booking of Solo Sikoa wasn't that great. Yuta's booking is worse. Nobody cares. Has this guy been elevated? What has been doing for the past 3 to fucking 4 years with Jon Moxley? Nothing. Dick riding him at this point. So Jon Moxley needs to go away. The difference to go away. It's gonna help AEW television positively. The reason the television is not bad nowadays is because of Jon Moxley not being there most of the times. The past few weeks, the reason AEW is not putting on bad television is because Jon Moxley isn't there as much. That's the most reason. That's the majority of the reason why Jon Moxley isn't there. That's why AEW is putting on better television. Better, I do not say great or good television than what it did at once only, but it's not bad. And the reason is because Death Riders are not there so much. And if you give them more TV time, you give them more things, you fucking fuck yourselves. Death Riders and Chris Jericho, dude. AEW's in the fucking dirt. WWE's not doing too well with their PR bullshit. They're fucking up and they're fucking rap. All to say is that AEW is toasted with the Death Riders storyline. Dropping in viewers, drowning in viewerships, man. It's not helping the product. It's not helping Tony Khan in what ways he thinks it's helping him. It's not. My point exactly. Jon Moxley is and needed in AEW. Is in need of. Absolutely is needed in AEW. We have a plethora of talents. Talent who can actually work better than Jon Moxley. Who are, in my opinion, much better than Jon Moxley is. Generally. And are actually needed, and people be really happy, and people would love to see this town be the main event down this AEW. And the AEW Championship flop period of it. This raid is legit killing AEW in the main event for King and AEW. And the Bucks are helping them. The fucking cucks are piece of shit. Man, Wrestle Dream was one of the worst fucking shows for Wrestle Dynasty. Not one of those. My bad. AEW Dynasty one of the worst fucking shows ever this year. With an ending that made no fucking sense when you have the Bucks come out there and help the Death Riders. When the Bucks were afraid of the Death Riders, and now suddenly they're helping him, and then Jon Moxley comes out of nowhere in some few ways of collision saying, "Oh, we don't need their help. Motherfucker, without them, you would have not won the title." They're downplaying the storyline completely. I mean, what you're gonna tell him? If you have to tell something, they're not telling anything. This was just a play of getting the title still on Jon Moxley to get him to All In. It's bullshit the way they did it, nonetheless. It should have ended there, people would say, and the match of AEW All In should have been Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page. Heel Swerve Strickland against babyface Hangman Adam Page. That should have been the match. We're not gonna get that, sadly. All In tickets are slow as fuck as well. They're not selling out. They're not gonna sell out. You're gonna tell me when the fans are leaving, people are not giving one fuck about the product. People are defecting over to watch WWE now. Do you think those fans with tribalistic marks, they're going away from AEW too? You think they're gonna sell out a fucking 40,000 stadium? Give me a fucking break. No way. There's no fucking way they're selling out that fucking stadium. They're not. Globe Life Field is not getting fucking sold out. They're not selling that shit out. There's no way you can tell me that they're selling it out. And Jon Moxley, to my point exactly, I think at this point, I have one more to say is that goodbye, John. As we call him, John Jogan Moxley. Goodbye, and get the fuck out.
of AEW.
Reds. Welcome to the Unscripted Kayfabe. No rumors, no dirt, oh bullshit. This is the Unscripted Kayfabe.